Hello students. In previous class we have discussed about the motion and types of motion. Now today we discussed about slow and fast motion, and after that speed and types of speed. So firstly we discussed about slow and fast motion. So how we identified that the object which is moving is slow or fast. Now let's we understand. So here the definition of the slow and fast motions is right here. Now let's we see. If an object covers a particular distance in less time and another object covers that same distance in more time, then the first object is said to be moving slowly while the second object is said to be moving faster. Now, once I repeat, if an object covers a particular distance in less time and another object covers the same distance in more time, then the first object is said to be moving slowly, while the second object is said to be moving faster. Now we understand by taking an examples. Now suppose this one object A which is going now suppose object P and which is going from point A to point B, and the distance is 10 meter, and the object P covers 10-meter distance in, now suppose we 6 minute, and now we take here the same distance 10 meter from point A to point B, and the object Q is going from point A to point B, the same distance here, the 10-meter distance, and here is also 10-meter distance, but it goes from point A, but it travels the 10-meter distance from point A to point B in 3 minutes. Then we can say that Q object is has fast motion in comparison to the P object. So we can say that if an object covers the more distance in less time, then we can say that that object are fast, and if the object covers the less distance in less time, then we can say that the object is slow. So now once I repeat what is the slow and fast motion. So if an object covers a particular distance in less time and another object covers the same distance in more time, then the first object is said to be moving slowly while the second object is said to be moving faster. Now let's we proceed. The speed of an object. So what is the speed of an object? The distance traveled by an object in unit time is called its speed. Once I repeat, the speed of an object. What is the speed of an object? The distance traveled by an object in unit time. That means in unit times how much the distance is covered by an moving object, that is known as the speed. So the distance traveled by an object in unit time is called its speed. Now let's we move on the next types of the speed. So here in previous class we have discussed about the types of the motion. Now in this class we have discussed about the types of the speed. So firstly, what is uniform speed? So what is the uniform speed? When the object travels a fixed distance in same time gaps, it is said to have a uniform speed. So now let's we understand. Now suppose this one is the point A, this one is the point B, and this one is the point C. Now suppose an object going from point A to point B by taking time 3 seconds, and after that it reaches from point B to point C by taking time, same time 3 seconds, and the distance will also remain same. Now suppose the distance is 5 meter from point A to point B and 5 meter from point B to point C. So now we see here that the same distance is covered in same time interval, or we can say that same time gap. Thus this type of the speed is known as the uniform speed. So what is the uniform speed? When the object travels a fixed distance same time gaps, it is said to have a uniform speed. Now let's we move on the next, non-uniform speed. So what is the non-uniform speed? So it is just opposite to the uniform speed. In uniform speed, the object is travels the same distance in equal time interval, but in non-uniform speed the object travels the different distances in different time interval. Then this type of the speed is known as the non-uniform speed. Now we read here the definition of the non-uniform speed. When an object covers the different distances in different time gaps, it is said to have a non-uniform speed. Now let's we move on the next topic, average speed. So what is the average speed? The total distance traveled an object divided by the total time taken by the object is called its average speed. So what is the average speed? Now let's we understand. So the total distance traveled by an object divided by the total time taken by an object is called its average speed. So we write here the formula of the average speed is equal to total time distance divided by total time. Total distance divided by total time. And we also said that the average speed is the ratio of the total distance divided by total time. So if you it is the distance, speed, time triangle. So d denoted to the distance and t is the time and s is the speed. So if you find out the speed, so speed is equal to distance divided by time, and if we find out the distance, so distance is equal to speed into time, and after that if we find out the time, so time is the ratio of the distance and to distance to speed. And here the formula of the average speed is equal to total distance divided by total time. Thank you.